Hi my dear children, good evening to all of you. Now we completed 2 chapters. Chapter 1 is fiber to fabric and the next chapter is sorting materials into groups. You all know our pre-midterm exam is coming. You have to study 4 lessons, that is lesson 1 to 4. So in this section, I would like to revise the topics that we studied in the previous classes. I completed 2 lessons. First lesson is fiber to fabrics. In fiber to fabric, what all the things we studied? Are you remembering? We studied about fibers, types of fibers. Then how can we make a fabric from fibers and the types of fibers. So let us revise this lesson first. The first point that we studied in this lesson is fibers. So what are fibers? You know what are fibers? The thin strands of thread that we see are made up of still thinner strands are called fibers. That means fibers are the basic unit of clothes. So the very small thin strands of a thread is called fibers. And fibers mainly are of 2 types. Which are they? 2 types of fibers? Yes, natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers again classified into 2 types. What are they? That is fibers obtained from animals and fibers obtained from plants. Fibers obtained from animals are called animal fibers. Example, wool and silk. This wool is obtained from animals like sheep, yak, goat, some camel. These all yield wool. Then silk is obtained from where? That is silkworm. So silkworm gives silk and wool is another type of natural or animal fibers. Then next another type of fiber is synthetic fibers. These synthetic fibers are man-made fibers. So humans are making fibers by using chemical substances. These type of fibers are called synthetic fibers. And these synthetic fibers we are using in our day-to-day life. We know that our uniform and polyester, acrylic, nylon, these all are examples of synthetic fibers. Then let us see the examples of natural fiber or plant fibers. Which are the plant fibers? Plant fibers, first example is cotton. Cotton is a plant or cotton is a fiber that is obtained from its fruit. So it have some special climatic condition. It grow only the places having black soil and warm climate. And the fruits of the cotton, the matured fruits will be picked. That is the matured fruits burst open and the cotton can be picked by hands. And these cotton fibers consist of seeds. Cotton seeds are there. And these cotton seeds also a useful things. This is used as that is animal food. Okay. So cattle food are making from cotton seeds. So we can separate these cotton fibers from cotton seeds by using a process called ginning. So the process of separating cotton fibers from cotton seeds are called ginning. After ginning, we will get these cotton fibers separately. Then another type of plant fiber is jute. jute plant is obtained from the, or jute fiber is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. And that is during harvesting, plants, the stem of the plant, they cut it and immerse it into water. And after soaking, by using hands, they will separate the fibers. Okay. So we studied about plant fiber and animal fiber. Then what we studied? So now we have fibers in our hand. So by using these fibers, first what we have to make? We have to make the threads or yarn. So how can we make yarn from these fibers? So there is a process which is called spinning. The process of converting fibers into yarns are called spinning. Spinning can be done with the help of hand spindle or charka. Spinning we can do by using two devices. We can use hand spindle or charka, and this can be done with the help of machines nowadays. You know what is charka is very famous during the independent movement. Then now we got the yarn. We made the yarn by the process of spinning. Then by using this yarn we can make a piece of fabric. How can we make a piece of fabric from this yarn? There are two processes. Which is the first one? Yes, weaving and knitting. Weaving and knitting are the two processes in which we can make a piece of clothes. So weaving means the process of arranging two sets of yarns and make a piece of cloth. That is called weaving. Then knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. Then this weaving and knitting, knitting mainly we are doing with the help of our hand itself. So there is a special type of needle is there to knit the clothes. Then weaving can be done with the help of machines, and I think you all know about hand looms. It can be done in looms. Power looms are using, and also hand looms also there. So these are the important topics of the lesson fiber to fabric. So what are the things we have to concentrate? First one, what are fibers? Types of fibers. They are natural and synthetic. Natural fibers, two types, animal fiber and plant fiber. And its example, then what is ginning, what is spinning, what is weaving, and what is knitting. So these are the points you should study in the lesson fiber to fabric. Okay. So I hope you got an idea about this lesson now. Then next let us go to the fourth chapter, that is sorting materials into groups. So in sorting materials to group, what we studied? We studied about the properties of materials. We can make the things, or we can make the things according to its properties. For example, if you want to make a glass tumbler, what we will use? What we will use? We will use a steel or a fiber or a glass. But we are not using clothes. So you know then what is the property. So all objects have some special properties. So according to that property, we can select the things to make the useful or to satisfy our needs. So first we are going to discuss about the first property, appearance. Some materials are shiny in appearance or they show some luster. Luster means if you cut an iron article, you can see some shining appearance on the surface. Then after few times, it may dull. It's because this will act with the air and forms a layer over it. Because of that, it becomes dull. So, if an object is shiny in appearance, it shows metallic luster. Examples, metals like iron, copper, aluminium, gold, etc. They show metallic luster. And some objects like chalk, duster, wood, they are dull in appearance. Okay. Then would we study the next property, soft materials and hard materials. The substances which can be compressed or scratched very easily are called soft materials. Sponge, cotton, these all are examples. Then hard materials. The materials which cannot compress easily are called hard object. Example, stone, iron, etc. Then we studied about next property, solubility. Some substances are soluble in water while some others are not soluble in water. The substances that mixes in water are called soluble substances. Example, sugar, salt, etc. These all are solid substances, sugar, salt, etc. Then some substances, you know the textual examples, chalk dust, sawdust, etc., sand, etc. does not mix with water. They are called insoluble substances. Then we know that some liquids also mixes with water and some of them does not mix. So which are the liquids mixes with water? Yes, vinegar, lemon juice, then what? Milk. These all are mixes with water. Then the liquids like kerosene, coconut oil, this mustard oils. These does not dissolve or mix with water. They may float over the surface of the water. Okay. Next, some gases also mixes well in water or it dissolved in the water. Can you give an example? Yes, oxygen. Oxygen. So the aquatic plants, that means the animals and plants that living in water are called aquatic organisms. So these aquatic plants and animals, they take the oxygen dissolved in water. So all these animals need oxygen, no? For respiration, every organism needs oxygen. So this oxygen is obtained from aquatic plants. They are getting oxygen from this water. Oxygen dissolved in the water. Then can you give another gas dissolved in water? Do you know anybody has opened this soda? When you opening in the time of soda, you can see some gas is coming outside. Which gas is that? That is carbon dioxide. So, is also dissolved in water with high pressure, when we apply high pressure. So, you have to keep in your mind, oxygen is a gas which dissolved in water, and these gas is used by plants and animals living in water for respiration. Okay. Then, next, floating and sinking object. Some objects may be float on the water and while some others are sinking. You know the examples. If you place a plastic bowl, plastic lid or a plastic mug, such things all may float over the water. But instead of that, if you take a stone, iron, glass, etc., these all sink in water. Then what is the next property? Transparent object. What is transparent objects? The object through which we can see the things clearly are called transparent object. Example, glass, plain glass, water, air. These are examples. Next, what are transparent objects? Transparent objects are the object through which we can see the things but not clearly. Example, oil paper. Oil paper, milky glass, translucent paper. We are using for tracing pictures and or tracing paper. So these all are examples. Next, opaque objects. The object through which we cannot see the things are called opaque objects. Opaque object examples, wood, chalk, paper. These all are opaque objects. We cannot see the things through that opaque objects. So what are the important points of the lesson sorting materials? Have to study the properties of materials like appearance, soft and hard object, sinking and floating, then soluble and insoluble, then transparent object, translucent object and opaque objects. So all should sit at home and study well and score a very good marks. Okay. Thank you children. Have a beautiful day.